What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF the Network, people. Oh, shit. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live stream so we go live, people. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF the Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. All right, man. Stephen A. Listen, the crazy part about it, there's so much more important shit to be talking about than to be talking about this very uninformed sellout ass coon. But it needs to be talked about. And only for this reason is because Jamel Hill was right, Curry Champion, and a whole bunch of other sisters have said this. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? They were right. And I didn't second guess that they wasn't telling the truth or anything like that. But this notion of every time black people do something, he always have to go off the deep end. He always got to say some shit that where somehow it comes off as he comes off as anti-black. We do anything, he loses his mind. He's sick and tired. He start doing his fake tough guy shit. But let's get into this story, because I'm gonna break some shit down to y'all that I didn't realize for years I didn't realize this about Stephen A. And it's starting to make very, very good sense to me. But let's listen to what he goes off. He goes off on former President Obama, former Vice President Harris. And I have a whole bunch of issues of why he did what he did, or him even speaking on this. But this is where Stephen A., if you even just had this thought that you could win the black vote, you won't even get, you probably get MAGA. You might not even get 1% of MAGA voters, black voters. You probably won't get 1% of that. You damn sure. Maybe your family or some of the friends of yours, but nigga, ain't nobody voting for you, bro. This is the real reason why ain't nobody voting for you, bro. But anyway, let's get into how he goes off the deep end over some shit that we're going to get into about the situation. But him focusing on that is my issue. They tried to make this the biggest story that he had a problem with his whole entire day. When I'm going to prove to y'all that it was plenty much more shit that he could have went off on. But he mainly focused on our own. And this is why we call you a coon. This is why we call you a sellout, Stephen A. But anyway, let's move on.
Who showed up to speak, former presidential candidates who showed up to speak, et cetera, and there's a lot to get into. But before I do that, let me get right to it before I express my disgust, my utter disgust. Let me first play for you what
Stephen A., we're highly disgusted by you. Because you don't use your platform to uplift our people. Every time you turn around, you disrespect us, you try to always put us in this negative focus of this negative of how people should see us. Like we can't make mistakes. We gotta be perfect. But everything you say is right because that's how you feel. It's your opinion. Right? But anyway, let's move on.
C. Jackson Jr. had asked before the memorial services took place. Please look at this.
Do not bring your politics out of respect to Reverend Jesse Jackson and the life that he lived to these homegoing services.
Right.
Come respectful and come to say thank you. But these homegoing services are welcome to all. Democrat, Republican, liberal, and conservative.
Listen, respect to Jesse Jackson Jr. But you can shut the fuck up. Unless your daddy had something, he didn't, because he never said that his daddy said when people speak at his eulogy, nobody should bring big politics into this. Okay? Now, so that's what you're asking for. Respectfully, we get my bad, people. This motherfucking internet acting stupid. I'm gonna have to go to my hotspot. It was acting up soon. I wanted to sit down and go live, y'all. So. All right, P, we should be good on the Wi-Fi. Motherfucking Wi-Fi been acting crazy. Soon I sat down and started the crazy. I don't know what the fuck going on. But anyway, so respect to you, Jesse Jackson Jr. That's maybe what y'all gotta see me. You're was a part of a movement of fighting justice. He sacrificed his life. So why would it be this big ass issue of people that respect that and what he sacrificed for them and others to make a statement? Because he most likely would have did that if it was one of their funerals. He most likely would have did that if he was alive and somebody else died. Now, I respect where he's coming from, but we ain't in the times right now to be trying to carry the other side, if you want to put it that way. It's basically at bending knees at this point of democracy. And nigga, we don't got time to be sitting around, people losing their rights, people are getting murdered in the street. And I understand that is gone, but you knew you was sick for years. So you got time to read. And I think you read, but nigga, we want to see other people fight. And so yeah, you need to speak out anytime, any platform. Let's just be real. You said, oh, people from the right can come and right could come. Ain't from the right showed up to that shit. No disrespect to the friend, nobody showed up. Not from the right wing. Where was Trump? He the president of the United States. Why he didn't show up? Or the representative or something, or the vice president. Somebody. Ain't none of them show up. People, we can't say Republican showed up. No Republican showed up, people. Jesse Jackson Jr., respectfully, bro. We ain't trying to hit shit.
Right wing, left wing, because his life is broad enough to cover the full spectrum of what it means to be an American.
Yeah, listen, I don't give a fuck about that. Because my bad, people. I don't know. The fucking internet is acting weird, craziness. But I don't give a fuck what he talking about. Because hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Kanaya, yeah. Shut that door. Shut that door in the back. The door? Yeah, shut that door. Oh, sorry. Right, everybody want to make noise and shit. I go live and shit. If it ain't him, it's the other dude. What? What's up, boo? Got it. Okay, thank you. No problem. But yeah, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, man. Real talk, because I don't look at MAGA in the right Republican Party as Americans. I don't look at them. They have broke all norms. They don't care about the rule of law. They don't care about the Constitution anymore. So why are we acting like everybody can come and what? And do what? I wouldn't even want to be in the same room with MAGA at this point. Like, there's nothing to come together on, even in Jesse Jackson's death at his funeral. I wouldn't want them there. But mind you, like I said, nobody from the right showed up. Nobody. Because you know why? Because they despise your daddy. That's why, nigga. So I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. But anyway, let's move on.
We only ask people to come and be respectful in the context of the extraordinary life that he lived.
What do you think about T-Mobile home
Goddamn promotion, John. I miss that.
We need to take your mind off of this. Come check out my new man cave.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month and guaranteed for 5 years. That was Jesse Jackson Jr., the son of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, speaking before the memorial service took place. Don't bring your politics here. We're celebrating the life of my father. We're putting him to rest. And this is how we want his home going to be.
Listen, and listen, and that's respect. I respect that. Respectfully, I do. But let's get something really straight here. Did he really think that any right wingers was going to show up to Jesse Jackson funeral? I keep harping on that because I don't like this whole shit of they didn't come show no respect. Not anybody from the right came. See, you look online, you look on these right-wing networks. They talk bad about Jesse Jackson. They're not even covering the death of Jesse Jackson. They hate him. And this whole notion that Jesse Jackson Jr. talking about bring your politics in, nigga, they already did that through your father's death. Trump, Mike Johnson and them didn't even want to let the people see him at the rotunda. They wouldn't even let him do it. So miss me with that bullshit. Respectfully. And God rest Jesse Jackson's soul, man. But please, man, come on, man. Like this whole notion that somehow black people keep playing these stupid ass games like we back in the civil rights era. We're not. These motherfuckers are playing dirty to their core. And y'all want to still sit there and act like, oh, no violence, non-violence. Well, I'm on my Malcolm X shit. By any means necessary. Love Jesse Jackson. Love Al Sharpton. Love Martin Luther King, what they did and what they stood for. And still what they stand for. But we in different times here. And we different black folks. Sorry, Jesse Jackson Jr. and Stephen A. Let's move on.
Nevertheless, there was an abundance of people who didn't listen to that. Some of them were former presidents. Some of them were somebody who came up short in the presidential election. And that is where we're going to go today. Because
mind you, it wasn't just Obama. It wasn't former Vice President Harris. I believe it was Joe Biden. It was former President Clinton that came up there and down there did the exact same thing. The exact same thing. And this is why we have a problem with you, Stephen A. Smith. You call out our people first. Why wasn't the white people, why you not holding them accountable? They broke the rules too. Or the decorum you want to say that what Jesse Jackson Jr. asked for. Respectfully. Not to bring politics, but they did it too. Why you singing out the black people first? You should have started with them, but you start with us. Because I just recently thought about this shit. You don't respect black people. You use us like talking Negroes and talk down to us like we're stupid, but we're not stupid. Just like them racist white folks that you friends with. That's what it came to my, I say, this nigga, he don't respect black people. He pretends that he does. Because every chance you get, nigga, at your core who you are as a fucking sellout to your own people, and you know it. And you know it. You come at your own. And a level of animosity in the tone of your voice of how you come at us, we feel disrespected, nigga. So that's why we disrespect you. I need you to understand that. You listen, I'm one of those black people, you can't fool me with your bullshit. I know what you want, nigga. I know exactly what you want. I know what you doing. But to some of the brothers and sisters out there that still believe that Stephen A. cares about our people, y'all niggas need to wake up. This nigga do not care about us like y'all think. He's a selfish piece of shit. And nigga, at this point, you anti-black at this point. You hate black people. There's no way you come at us first when it was white former presidents and people that did the same exact shit, but you're gonna show your motherfucking, you're gonna get tough Tony with us. Just like a sellout. But anyway, let's move on.
You know what? When you can't abide by the wishes of the families, of the family, of somebody as renowned as Reverend Jesse Jackson, specifically asking you to leave your politics.
Let me tell y'all something. You know what bothered me about this too? Because let's just say Trump would have came and they would allow Trump to go speak. You don't think Trump would have brought up politics? Huh? You don't think Trump would have said some shit that would have really insulted a lot of 99% of the black people that was in that funeral? You don't think he would have insulted us? He didn't even send anybody to come there to represent him. He the president, I get it. He got shit to do. Ain't my president, but I'm saying he got shit to do, which he don't do shit. But I'm just saying. He ain't send no representative, nobody. You say, can we come speak? You know, I know President Trump can't come, but we're going to speak on the behalf of President Trump. Can we come speak? None of that happens. None of that happened. I think the only Republican that showed up was the former president. I think it was George Bush, maybe. That was maybe. I'm not really for sure. But there wasn't a whole bunch of motherfuckers came there from the right, show respect to Reverend Jesse Jackson. But anyway, let's move on. They in Congress right now. They ain't doing shit. Why ain't nobody from Congress on the right come at Jesse Jackson shit? If Jesse Jackson said they all was welcome, Junior said they was all welcome. But, you know, Stephen Smith ain't got no problem with that, though. Let's move on. Go back a little bit.
When you can't abide by the wishes of the families, of the family, of somebody as renowned as Reverend Jesse Jackson, specifically asking you to leave your politics at home, knowing their father and knowing what he would have wanted, you would think that people could oblige.
First of all, he didn't say that. He didn't say that his daddy would want that. He said what him and the family want. He never said Jesse Jackson didn't say that's what he want. So right there, you automatically speaking mistruths, something that was not said. But anyway, let's move on.
But a simple, direct wish such as that. Nevertheless, here's what we saw. Play this, please.
Each day we wake up to some new assault on our democratic institutions. Another setback to the idea of the rule of law. An offense to common decency every day you wake up to things you just didn't think were possible. Each day we're told by those in high office to fear each other and to turn on each other, and that some Americans count more than others, and that some don't even count at all. Everywhere we see greed and bigotry being celebrated, and bullying and mockery masquerading as strength. We see science and expertise denigrated, while ignorance and dishonesty and cruelty and corruption are reaping untold rewards every single day. We see that.
So let me just say, I predicted a lot about what's happening right now. I'm not here to say it, I told you so, but we did see it coming.
Come on with the goddamn commercials, man.
Virtually everywhere. That's why you need Supermobile from T-Mobile. In moments of high demand, T-Mobile's network adapts to put your business connection first. Supermobile, the best business plan on the best network.
I'm glad she's smiling.
Yeah, and listen, I don't care. Listen, and let me say this out the gate as well. She wasn't the only one. I said it. A lot of black people said, look, we can predict what the fuck is going to happen if this dude get in office. So she ain't saying nothing to offend me. I'm not offended. I'm trying to figure out why Stephen A. Smith is getting ready to go down this rant or why he's so offended and upset. Because let's just hear this goofy ass nigga out. Let's just hear his stupidity, his assumptions. of what she meant or who she was talking to. But let's move on.
Now, as it pertains to President Obama and his choice words for the president administration and the White House, I'm not here to disagree with him. I think every word that he said is practically correct. I don't think that it's specific and directed solely to this administration or the GOP without it being able to be said about the Democrats and what the extreme progressive left was willing to do with people that didn't vibe with their vision of what America should be over the last.
First of all, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, Stephen A. Goddamn, shut up. You know nothing about progressive policies. You know nothing about the agenda. You know nothing about it. You are a Trump supporter wrapped up in playing like somehow you are like a conservative Democrat. So you know nothing about progressive policies. You know nothing. And then you get down, you start to go down this lane of talking about what people, what the progressive left was trying to do or did to extreme racist ass Republicans. Stephen A. Bro, let's just move on, because this nigga is gonna say a lot of shit that's really pissing me off.
Without it being able to be said about the Democrats and what the extreme progressive left was willing to do with people that didn't vibe with their vision of what America should be over the last several years. One could easily make an argument against them for that, but I'm not even here to get into all of that. What I'm trying to say is that those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Figurative.
And neither should you. Because the problem is, you're not educated in politics. You're not. You're a dude, you are a so-called sports journalist playing like you know what politics is. Because you have politician, racist white friends. And some people on the left that will sit down with you and have these conversations with you like you're on the same level as them. Listen, I mean, let's be real. Sean Hannity know more about politics than Stephen A. does. He's top tier of that shit. Bill O'Reilly, as much as you hate these motherfuckers, hate them or dislike them, what they stand for, they know more about politics than Stephen A. does. He's just a house nigga saying what his masters want him to say. He believed master sick, I'm sick. Master say ICE is good, police is good. I believe police and ICE is good. That's all you do. You don't stand for nothing. You flip-flop every time in politics. Listen, some shit I don't agree with the left on. But when certain moral shit, yes. Certain policies, yes. That's because I'm educated in it. So I could be like, nah, I don't agree with some of that bullshit. Y'all need to tweet that. I have the right to do that because I'm educated in politics. You're not. So you flip-flop. It's a difference. You flip-flop on shit because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're not educated enough. ESPN is running you ragged. That little 125 million that they gave you, what, for 4 or 5 years? You worth more than that the way they just have you doing everything. And you're willing to do it because you're a sucker-ass dude. Pat McAfee does one show that he created independently. my honest opinion, he's not that great of doing it. He's not a good sports journalist to me. His show, to me, is trash. My opinion. He does one show and he gets $100 million. You get $125 million to run around ESPN to do and say nonsense shit. You're not even good at it no more because you don't even focus on sports anymore. You're mediocre at this point. You're on the same level as Pat McAfee when it comes to talking about sports. You are a token Negro. You're doing all these shows on ESPN for $125 million. But Pat McAfee does one show and get $100 million. Who's Boo Boo the Fool? Because even when you tried to come at Pat McAfee and all that other shit, that shit didn't work. And I know behind the scenes you're probably shitting on Pat McAfee to the bosses, snitching. It ain't right that what he's doing. He can cuss on his show. You can't. Why is that, Stephen A? Why is Pat McAfee can cuss on his show, but you can't? Huh? Huh, nigga? But you want to walk around, talk about how popular you are, how much you got your money and you doing what you doing and you great at your profession. But why is that mediocre ass white man that ain't never did what you did makes damn near the same money you make, and I believe he got the better deal than you did. So I believe his deal was better than yours, and he get to cuss, he get to do whatever the fuck he want to do for $100 million. But you gotta toe the line. You gotta listen to your bosses. But Pat McAfee doesn't. You think Pat McAfee give a fuck about if they cancel him? Oh, I'm sorry, they let him go? No, he can get that $100 million and he gonna go and he's still gonna be big, or where he gonna go back where he came from. Or somebody else, some other white network, sports network gonna pick his ass up. But they ain't gonna pick your black ass back up. You sell out. But don't sit here and talk down to us, nigga, when we know you getting played like a fucking fiddle. But that mediocre white man ain't never did nothing in your occupation, nowhere close to it. And he's getting $100 million and you getting $125 million and you got to toe the line like a good old boy. But that mediocre white man can say and do what the fuck he want to do on the same network. But you want to talk down to black people. This how we got to do. No, we ain't got to do it your way, nigga. Your way is fugazi. But anyway, let's move on.
He's speaking. But if you're going to do that, let it be courtesy of Barack Obama, who was right on point with what he said. I don't think he should have said it on that particular day in that specific locale, because the family of Reverend Jesse Jackson asked for that not to happen. But what he said wasn't fault.
Now, let me say this. You see how he showed the respect to the black man, but the black woman he gonna disrespect, even though she wasn't the president. She ran for president twice and lost, but she was the vice president. She was somebody. She made it up there higher. She was, actually, put it this way, the vice president Harris was more qualified. She's like the most qualified vice president in history. J.D. Vance is a mediocre dude. She's more qualified to be the vice president. Look how he talks down to the black woman. What do you say, Barack Obama? I agree with everything that Barack Obama said. I agree, but he was wrong for talking this stuff at this funeral. But watch how he goes off on the black woman. So when I brought up earlier, I said Jamel Hill and Curry Champion was right about this nigga. That's why we think that you got something against black women. But let's move on. And just because certain black women, you get certain black women or certain black women fuck with you or got black women in your family means nothing to me. Because your behavior shows differently. And those black women could just allow you, they could think like you. So what that mean? But anyway, let's move on. Let's go back a little bit.
In that specific locale, because the family of Reverend Jesse Jackson asked for that not to happen. But what he said wasn't false.
Okay. So
because we all know what I've said and how I feel.
So what are you talking about Obama for? Stick to why you upset at Obama. All right, you already told us you agree 3-4 times now. Why you not getting out on Obama? You know why? Because he's a man. He's a man. And as much as motherfuckers don't want to admit this, Obama is the face of the Democrat Party. It's not Chuck Schumer, none of these mother Hakeem Jeffries, nigga. Who you think they call on? They call Obama. Because Obama was the most popular Democrat president ever in history. Shit, he might be top 3 popular presidents of all time. So who do you think they call on? So that's why he don't disrespect Obama, because he know better. But then he still went at his wife. But I guarantee you that bitch ass nigga got a call from Barack or somebody that knew Barack. And that's why he toned down. But it seems to me that he got a lot of venom for black women. But Obama did the same exact shit that Vice President Harris did. And watch how he goes off on the black woman. You ever notice he got more disdain for former Vice President Harris than he got for Candace Owens? Even Megyn Kelly, the white bitch, the white Skeletor looking bitch. I respect what she does. This unbelievable. Let's move on.
About the manner in which this White House is elected to conduct its business. It's downright trifling half the time. Juvenile.
It's not half of the time. It's all the time. And even if, listen, I always tell you, your good got to outweigh your bad. Right? But if you're telling me half of the time shit is horrible, but other than half of the shit is good, that don't make sense to me. Like, I gotta do more good than I'm doing bad. Right? Like, that would make more sense. Right? Especially, it depends what the situation is. Like, it depends what it's about. Like, yo, you can't say, oh, well, nigga. It's like a motherfucker say, you know what? I work during the day, but at night I sell poison to my people. You think people gonna give a fuck that you do community work? Just say you do community work, you work at 9 to 5, you do community work during the day, but at night you sell poison to your people. You disrespect your people by selling them poison at night, the other half of the day. What's going to stand out more? The good shit that you do or the bad shit? The bad shit. So you got to do more good than bad. So if you do half and half, have good, have bad, the bad is going to outweigh the good. So I don't understand Stephen A. Smith. He on some bullshit. Talking about half of what he does is horrible and despicable. Well, that's enough for me. I don't give a fuck what he does good. And nobody, that could be anybody. If you're doing horrible shit to people, I don't give a fuck about what you do good. That's real life. This whole notion niggas act like they live in la la land. It's like a motherfucker. Hey, I beat a motherfucker up, put him in the hospital, but I saved somebody from getting beat up. What the fuck? Nigga. Anyway. And you meant to do it. It's not like you didn't want to do it. You meant to hurt somebody. You intentionally tried to do that. Like, come on, bro. We're not playing these stupid ass games. Shout out to my brother Johnson in the building. You're right. Stephen A. is stupid. And the problem is, I don't think he's just a stupid. I don't think he's stupid like that. I just think that he's so misinformed that he comes off as sounding stupid. His logic doesn't make any sense. But anyway, let's move on.
I've said it how I feel about the manner in which this White House is elected to conduct this business. It's downright trifling half the time, juvenile, soulless at times. But it's not like we haven't been able to say that about the progressive left. And I say the progressive left because I'm talking about the extreme leftists that wanted people to get fired if you mispronounce the wrong pronoun.
What the fuck that got this? Let's just go. This dude, this both sides bullshit is starting to get on my nerves. Stephen A., that shit don't make no sense other than to your right-wing friends. And first of all, let me just say this. Who tried to get people fired because they mispronounced pronouns? Nigga, you gotta show me evidence of that. But then number two, let's just go off your dumbass narrative. You telling me what the right is doing of killing innocent American people, detaining children, discriminating against the gay and trans community. Don't even bring up the ICE shit. Don't even bring up black people because we already know what they're trying to do to us. Compared to what you say, the extreme left that tried to get people fired because they didn't use the right pronouns. You telling me that's the same? Huh, nigga? Are you crazy? Stephen A. Bro, I'm going to tell you something that somebody in your circle is not telling you, or somebody in your family is not telling your goofy ass this. You're leaving a mark in history of your life. That when we reflect, if you pass away, God forbid it doesn't happen. I don't wish death on you. But if you pass away the day tomorrow, nigga, we're going to talk about how horrible of a person you are than the good shit that you supposed to have claimed that you did. And I don't think you realize it. Or you do realize it and you don't care. So that's why I'm in this place right now with you. Nigga, fuck you. And stop speaking like you speak for our people. We don't need you. We don't want you to do anything for us or speak for us. If you my whole thing, bro, just go be a MAGA. Go be a sellout to your core. Stop pretending that you care about us. Stop pretending that you're not anti-black because you are. This ain't tough love that you're doing at this point anymore. You're just, at this point, disrespecting our people on purpose. Because this is what sells. It always sells to disrespect your people. And that's the thing, for some weird reason, you get upset or you act like we're tripping of calling you a sellout and a coon because, nigga, we recognize the game. Because if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Excuse me. You're not helping our people. You're harming us. With your fucked up rhetoric, with your non-information, with your fucked up ass opinion. With your code switching, nigga. I know listen, motherfuckers like you I've seen before. You're no different than Candace Owens. You think you are, but you're not. I see your drift, nigga. And you're good at it. But you ain't that good for me not to notice it. And hold your black ass accountable. But anyway, let's move on. Go back a little bit.
But it's not like we haven't been able to say that about the progressive left. And I say the progressive left because I'm talking about the extreme leftists that wanted people to get fired if you mispronounce the wrong pronoun. Don't get me started with that. But the Kamala Harris thing, I am going to tell y'all right now, I'm on the verge one of these days real soon of blowing a gasket. If I see that lady, figuratively speaking, in our face one more time talking about she told us so, it's pissing me off.
First of all, who's this we shit? How about you? Don't put us as a we. Who's this we shit? Because first of all, I had no problem of her every time we see her and she says, look, I ain't trying to tell y'all so, or I predicted this was going to happen. I ain't mad at her. Do you know why? Because she ain't talking to me. Because I'm with her on that shit. So I'm trying to figure out, nigga, what? Hold on. Let me just let him finish. And then I'm getting to somebody saying, and then I'm going to, this nigga. Woo, yo. Stephen A. this type of motherfucker. Listen, people, I know it's one of the most disrespectful things you can do to a human being is to spit in their face. I feel that way about Stephen A. I feel like if I seen this dude in prison, I would spit in his face. That's how I feel. If I hated somebody, I would hate him. He lucky I don't. But I despise this dude. Because I see through his bullshit. And it's so disgusting and disrespectful to him being a black person doing this shit. And I know that he knows that he's doing it. And I know he knows that this shit is bothering us. A lot of us. But he don't care. But let's move on. Go back a little bit.
That lady, figuratively speaking, in our face one more time talking about she told us so, it's pissing me off. Because it's implying that we didn't support her. Nearly 75 million people voted for her.
First of all, sir, well, hold on. Let me let him finish.
107-day campaign. 75 million people almost showed up to vote for you. You had $1.5 billion to spend. We supported you. Why are you sitting at a memorial service in a church with a number of black people around you talking to us about you told us so? Like we didn't support you. I voted for her Most black folks voted for her. What are you talking?
First of all, if you voted for her, why you offended? Because I don't believe she's talking to you or me or the black people that you say that voted for her. Why would we be offended? You notice, let me put y'all on game. If you peep, when she sat in front of all these black people, listen, I ain't gonna say I told y'all so, but hey, you notice all the black people, she got a big cheer for that. Why was none of those black people offended? But Stephen A is offended by what she said. Why is that? Why is that? It was like some black men that got upset at Obama when he said some of y'all are male chauvinists. And the black people that got offended and got upset about that, the black men that got upset about that, nigga, if you got offended, he was talking to you. That's why you was offended. Because you most likely, you are the male chauvinist that he's talking about. How you take something so personal like that, that if it ain't true, he ain't, listen, if you ain't talking about me, and I know I'm on the right side, and I know what I'm going to do to support whoever, I'm not going to be offended. I'm going to agree with him or her. I'm not going to be offended because I know I'm doing the right thing. And did Obama lie? Did he lie? Did he say that some of you black folks ain't gonna vote for Vice President Harris and you motherfuckers need to stop that shit because some of y'all are male chauvinists? Did he lie? No, he didn't lie. Because there was more black men that voted for Trump than women. So did he lie? When Vice President Harris come out and say, look, I told y'all so, this was going to happen, was she lying? And matter of fact, why do you think she just was talking to black people? Couldn't she have been talking to half of the Latino community, half of the Chinese community, the women, the white women that voted for Trump? Why are you taking offense of what this sister said? Why? I don't understand. If you voted for her, why are you taking offense of what she said? She's not talking to you. You was on the right side of history. You did the right thing. You voted for her. Shout out to Anthony in the building. He's taking it personal because he's a fucking drifter. That's why he's taking it personal, Andy. That's why. Because he want to still go over on the other side with his racist friends, Sean Hannity and them. To say, see, look, I agree with some of y'all, what y'all say. See how I get out on the masses? See how I get out on our people? I ain't scared of my people. But at the end of the day, nigga, it ain't about being scared of your people. You showing bitch assness and fear to the white supremacists. You scared scared of them. But you ain't scared of us. And that's the issue with these coon ass sellouts. These niggas don't fear us. They think they can just talk and disrespect us the way they do. And some of you black folks will still go and support this nigga when he's a brother. He ain't my brother. He shouldn't be your brother. Because every chance this clown ass goofy nigga get, he disrespects us. For those white folks. Them racist ass white folks that he calls his friends. He despised LeBron James that just checked him. Hey, bro, listen. Stop talking about my son like that. Also, black shit. But we know what it really was. Nigga, you question that man's pregnant. But Sean Hannity can disrespect our people, but Sean Hannity's still his friend. Megyn Kelly can disrespect black people, still his friend. He respects her. But he disliked LeBron James, though. Then he tries to say he be behind the scenes doing shit to whatever to fit his nerve, like all this other shit, right? But Stephen A., you're the same nigga that do the same shit that you accuse LeBron of doing. Only person I know that came out and said LeBron be behind the scenes doing fuck shit is Michelle Beale, the white woman. Do you notice? Let me tell you something. One thing about white women is that even if they mediocre or they powerful, the one thing that's against them is that they're a woman. Because male chauvinist matters. So LeBron James could have did this shit behind the scenes of what she's saying, but he's a billionaire. He's the face of the league. He makes her company money off of him. Whose side you think they're going to take? You think they're going to take Michelle Beale over him? And from what we understand, Michelle Beale behind the scenes was hard to work with. Not saying it's true, but that's the accusations. That's the rumor. But of course they do that to a woman. Look how long Jason Whitlock has still been relevant in certain spaces. He had to really, really piff to the right once he couldn't be in a vicinity of the rest of the motherfuckers. But he still got him a little cushy job over there. Listen, you say whatever you want to say about Michelle Beale. She ain't doing what Jason Whitlock is doing. And it's easy for her to go do that shit. Look at all the talking Negroes that shit didn't work out at ESPN and all of them shit. Say Steele, Jason Whitlock. Look at him. It's very easy for Michelle Beale to go over there and do that MAGA right-wing bullshit. It's very easy for her, and she will be accepted, regardless of what she stood for. Them racist motherfuckers will allow her to come right in. But you know, like I said, you notice Stephen A., he got all the smoke for black women, but he has no smoke for Megyn Kelly, and Megyn Kelly is a white racist. This woman is a fucking racist. But she's my friend. Fucking Megyn Kelly can't hold Vice President Harris bra. She couldn't even touch that motherfucker. But But Vice President Harris, he got all the smoke for. But Megyn Kelly, which has been irrelevant in years because Trump turned the right against her, and then this bitch makes a comeback of getting back on her racist shit. And Stephen, and she's a friend of mine. Very smart, very intelligent. I disagree with certain things that she said. You mad calm. But when it comes to the black woman, let's move on.
About.
What do you think about T-Mobile Home Internet only being $35 a month? We need to
My
take
bad for the
your mind
commercial,
off of this.
please.
Come check out my new man cave.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month and guaranteed for 5 years.
We supported you when you didn't necessarily earn our support. You didn't go through a primary.
And why didn't she didn't go through a primary? Because of Joe Biden and the Democrat Party. Why are you blaming her? Listen, just like a house nigga, you blame the black person for some shit that the white man did. Joe Biden and his people did that shit. And it wasn't enough time for her to go through a primary. She was the better candidate at that point in time. She had the most popularity at that time. The fuck are you talking about? Why are you blaming her? She didn't earn our vote. No, why you lying about that? She earned my vote. You know why? Just off of this one thing. Trump is a fucking racist. That's why. How about that shit? Nigga, you can play the little, because you don't know nothing about politics, but you want to play this politic game. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. She didn't earn our vote. Who's us? You talking about you? Because you don't speak for the rest of us. She was way more qualified to be the president than Trump. The fuck are you talking about? I don't give a fuck he was the president before. He was horrible at it. His record shows that. And only reason people voted for him because he was a racist. And people, he know how to play culture wars. You always talk about the left play culture wars. What the fuck do you think the right does? They fearmonger how bad another race is. But let's move on.
You didn't scallivant around the country, earning our vote, knocking door to door.
First of all, he is lying. And listen, and talking about, neither did Trump. Fuck are you talking about? Was Trump going door to door? No, he wasn't. And he was in a race years before her. To run for president in 2024. What are you talking about, nigga? So Trump was at door to doors. Oh, he went to a McDonald's where there was some black people at. What the fuck are you talking? She didn't do that. And in any political, people run for any type of position of any type of thing as far as politics, you rarely see the candidate. The candidate ain't gonna be around everywhere they can. She did the same exact shit Trump did in less of time less of a time that he had because of the Democrat Party, the white liberals. Okay? Talking about she ain't earned our vote. Listen, let me just tell you something. Stephen A, let me put you on game. You feel that way now, right? She didn't earn our vote. Well, why vote for her then? Why? She ain't earned your vote. You want to act like you standing on principles and shit. Okay? She didn't have no primary and all that other shit. Okay, well, why you vote for her then? Why? Oh, I know why. Because Trump was horrible and you know he's horrible. So don't sit here and get mad at her. Oh, she didn't go to a primary. She wasn't door to door. She didn't get our vote, but you voted for her though, didn't you? Why? Because that motherfucker is the devil. That's why. So don't get mad at her because she didn't all of a sudden do these things that you're talking about, nigga. You still voted for her though, your bitch ass. You're just a sucker. And this is why Terry Champion and Jamel Hill was right. You are a male chauvinist and you don't see it, and you go after black women. It seems like you hate black women. But you voted for her though. So all this other shit you're talking about is irrelevant. Because if that was on your so-called moral compass that you're trying to put out here, she didn't do this, she didn't do that. That shit is irrelevant because you voted for her. Because you know that devil was bad for the country. You know she was good for the country. So I don't give a fuck the primaries or you saying, oh, she didn't go door to door, which is a lie. Because what is door to door to you? She gonna go to everybody's houses, everybody's communities? No, nigga, she did travel the country just like Trump did in less of a time. She did rallies, same shit Trump did. What are you talking about, nigga? But anyway, let's move on. She was at diners, she seen people, she talked to people. What are you talking about, nigga? You got amnesia or you want some bullshit. And I believe it's the second thing. You want some bullshit. And you hate black women. I don't care you got black daughters. I don't care that you have a girlfriend that's black or you got black sisters. Don't mean shit. Don't mean shit. That's like a white person telling me, oh, I got some black friends. I got a lot of black friends. But behind closed doors, when you get upset, you call black people niggas. Or when you get upset in public, it slip out and you start calling black people monkeys and niggas and start disrespecting black folks. What that mean that you got black friends? What that mean? It don't mean shit, does it? It doesn't. And it's the same thing with your black ass. It don't mean shit that black women, black women, yes, this is black, you got a black girlfriend and you got black daughters. Means nothing, nigga. Because I only can go off of your rhetoric and your behavior. So I don't give a fuck who's around you. At this point, let's move on.
You didn't do that. You bypassed the primary. You were handed the presidential nomination.
She bypassed it because, like I said again, she did that because of the simple fact of because of the Democrat Party. They waited too late to say, you know what? We can't rely on Biden. So if they did a primary, it would have been way too. Listen, you talking about 100? She had that long 120 something days or something. She would listen. It would have been less than that for her to campaign. That's not her fault, or any of the other candidates that wanted to run for president. It's not their fault. It's the head of the motherfucking Democrat Party, Joe Biden. It was their fault. Stop blaming her for some shit that they fucked up on. She just picked up the pieces and ran with it. You give her no credit for that. You goofy ass piece of shit. Oh, this nigga makes me angry, man. I can't stand this nigga. Listen, to some of my black folks. I want to take a break real quick. Why y'all still acting like this dude is like good people? He doesn't know what he's talking about. And then by him not knowing what he's talking about, it comes off as that like, nigga, you hate black people that don't agree with your nonsense. Give me 1 second. All right, people, I'm back. Like at this point, yo, like I don't understand why somehow people still acting like Stephen A. Smith is somewhat on the side of our people. Because maybe they misinformed. And like I said, I believe some of it comes from a lot of these motherfuckers that they feel like they can't go against Stephen A. Because he is the top dog over there at ESPN. He got some clout with them white folks. And they scared to go against him. But no man will scare me that much in that type of way to where I can't speak my piece about him. Ain't no job, ain't enough amount of money to where I will allow a dude like this to continue to disrespect people that look like us. That look like him. Nah, nigga, not in my presence. Fuck that job. Fuck that occupation. Ain't no money in the world. Because like I said, just like a rich motherfucker die, a person that's homeless die the same way. And they don't leave the earth with nothing. So nigga, I don't give a fuck what you worth. But anyway, let's move on.
Democratic Party. Once Biden stepped down, you had some people in the Democratic Party laughing about the fact that, you know what? We're glad that Biden stepped down when he did, because had he stepped away earlier, there would have been a primary. She wouldn't have been a Democratic nominee for the presidency. And after that, you know what? She wouldn't have had that opportunity.
And so what? My thing is, who these people that said it? You name them. Stop being a bitch. Name them. But you won't name them. You just throw shit out there and won't name these people. But let me put you on game. If that was the fucking case, who fault is that though? I keep saying that. They keep trying to blame her. Okay, she might have not been the nominee. But why did she have to become the nominee? She was a scapegoat. She was the only one more popular at that time to do what she did. It wasn't no other candidate. None. Not one. So I don't give a fuck about some of the Democrat people who's like, oh, they laughed at what he was saying and all this other shit that she wouldn't have won. What? Well, if that was the case, then why y'all ain't pick somebody else then? Why is that then? Huh? I'll wait. I'll wait. Why they ain't pick somebody else? Why? You know why they couldn't pick somebody else? Because nobody was more popular than her, and she had the better chance outside of Biden at that time and period. And you keep trying to blame the black sister for this white man and these white liberals that kept strolling Joe Biden old ass along, knowing that the man wasn't capable of running for president for another 4 years. They knew that. You mad at her. And then you get mad at her. Oh, she should have said something. First of all, nigga, her loyalty was to the president. And it was enough people around him to make sure shit got done. Look at J.D. Vance. Everything that Donald Trump says, nigga, he go along with. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. You don't think J.D. Vance don't know Trump a little off? He ain't the same how he used to be? You don't think that Trump is probably sick right now and J.D. Vance don't know? Excuse me. Come on, bro. Shit, in the black community where we come from, I respect that. We respect her loyalty. Right or wrong, how you look at it, nigga, she was loyal. Trying to figure out why they mad. Anyway, let's move on. Yo, just imagine. She was in a catch-22 too, but just imagine if she'd have came out and said, yeah, he fucked up. Yeah, Joe Biden, yeah, he got to go, you know. Yeah, he got to roll. He got to roll out. We come to find out that Joe Biden had cancer. And anybody that know people that had cancer before, they lose a little bit. They ain't as sharp as they used to be. It wasn't because he was mentally gone. It was the cancer. People knew he was sick. But we was in a crucial time at that time, and I get it. Listen, I'm not even blaming the Democrat Party or Biden. Imagine, look what we're dealing with now, and we still mad at Biden or people at the Democrat Party for hiding with his sickness. You know what Joe and they party was thinking? If we can get Joe through this and he win, it'll most likely come out that he's sick. Vice President Harris is next up and she can step in. I guarantee you that's what they was probably thinking. Just being real. Because they don't want to let this fucking devil or this psychopath in. But like I said, we got the devil. We got the devil in office. And look what he's doing. But everybody's somehow still mad at Joe Biden, Democrat Party, mad at Vice President Harris for what? Look what this motherfucker and his minions are doing to the fucking country. Not even just the country, the world, nigga. Because he's so incompetent. And he's so unqualified. And he got unqualified people around him. They just loyalists. Going along, yes men, yes women. They don't give a damn about the American people or human beings. Anyway, let's move on.
It wasn't us that went on The View. And when you were asked, is there anything different that you would do compared to what Biden did? I really can't think of anything. We didn't do that. You did. And we voted for you anyway. We told you to be aggressive, to stop being so damn loyal to Joe Biden, to making sure that you assuaged his concerns.
First of all, who's this we shit? And first of all, nigga, like I said, you don't speak for us. I guess if you talking about black folks, nigga, you don't speak for us. Not at a higher percentage of us. Like I said earlier, nigga, I respect that she was loyal. I respect that more than I respect you being a sellout. How about that? Every chance you get, you disrespect black folks. Every chance you get. But the white man, your tone is different. You talk about him different. You got all this different excuses for white people, racist white people, doing what they do to us. I keep bringing it up. I'm going to bring it up again. You remember the Riley Cooper shit? Oh, if Mike Vick. And I got love for Mike Vick, but that was some coon shit that he did. Some tap dancing shit. As a team, you know, he stood up for Riley Cooper. I don't give a fuck about what Michael Vick said. Michael Vick just came home from jail and had that man locked up for damn near 3 years for fighting dogs. That nigga got a rude awakening in his life. This nigga was worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And all that shit left him. I'm not shocked that his tap dancing ass did the shit that he did. But you ran with it and you knew it was wrong that he said it. And you still went wrong with it. Mind you, Skip Bayless said, I don't give a fuck what Michael Vick said. Basically. Paraphrasing, Skip ain't care. But you did. Think about that. The white man, Skip Bayless, that everybody think that deep down a little bit, Skip might be a little bigoted. He didn't give a fuck. But you did. And that's the thing about Stephen A. We don't forget. Listen, I'll tell you, I don't forget the coon shit that you've been doing for years. We ain't even gonna get into the Colin Kaepernick shit. When Dana White smacked his wife and did what he did to that woman. But you went out of the fucking way. It was on video too. Just like the Dana White shit. It was on video. You seen Ray Rice do what he did. Not condoning what he did, but he did what he did. The man was sincere. He apologized, everything. Dana White was a fucking arrogant, racist white prick that he is. A woman beater, and pretended that the media was blowing this shit up and you ran with that. He's my friend. Nigga, we ain't forget nothing what you did, bro.
As a result, you were conducting yourself in a fashion that was non-offensive to him, more so than prioritizing getting as many votes as you possibly could to win the presidency, and you can thank him and you can take care of him later. We were telling you that. We were telling you to be more aggressive. We were telling you to be more assertive. We were telling you to remind people of your record. You were.
First of all, she did. And he's a liar. And let me just say this. And I have to do this again because he's doing that right-wing bullshit that he does. %90 of black women voted for Vice President Harris. It's probably like a little bit percentage, 2 or 3% that a lot of white women didn't vote. I mean, a lot of black women didn't vote. But the other percentage of that, those black women voted for Trump. Okay? Black men, 85%. Okay? Voted for Vice President Harris. That other percentage that didn't vote for her was most likely black men that didn't vote. The other percentage of that was black men that voted for Trump. Okay? So as black people, we did our part. So I'm trying to figure out, Stephen A. Smith, you in that percentile of the black men and the black people that voted for her way higher than Trump. So I'm trying to figure out, what are you upset about? Why do you think she's talking to you? Because we know the Hispanic community, 50% or more voted for Trump. White women, 50-some% of them voted for Donald Trump. The Chinese community, same thing. The Jewish community, same thing. Only person that was, people that was behind us that voted for Vice President Harris in high numbers was the gay community. And after them was the Native Americans. So I'm trying to figure out, who you mad at, nigga? Why are you taking what she said so personally? You was in the percentile that did the thing. Why are you upset? She's not talking to you. She's not talking to none of us that voted for her or supported her. What are you talking about? What are you so upset about? I don't get it. I just broke down factual numbers. And I'm trying to figure out, what is he upset about? Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Oh, I know why he's upset. I know why you're upset, people. Because just like Jamel Hill and Curry Champion said, nigga, you hate black women. And you are male chauvinist at your core. And just because you voted for Vice President Harris, you didn't really want to vote for her. For the same thing that Barack said some of you black men do. Or the reason why y'all didn't want to. Y'all was pushing narratives. Same shit. Same shit, nigga. You not fooling a motherfucker like me. I know why you only probably voted for it because you try to keep grace with the black women that's around you. That probably voted for her. That's probably the only reason you did it. This dude's unbelievable, man. Let's move on.
An attorney general. You were a senator. You were the reigning vice president of the United States. You had the credential. What were you being passive for? You didn't want to be disloyal. You didn't want to come across as being disloyal. But we found out in your book after you lost the election. You didn't tell us all of that beforehand. You wasn't aggressive beforehand.
And why would she be? Because she was loyal. This is what y'all not catching of what he's saying. He said he wasn't trying to say all this stuff of being disloyal to somebody that you supposed to be loyal to. He wanted her to be disloyal. That's what type of person Stephen A is. Like, why are you pushing this narrative of like being loyal is a bad thing? She was trying to do the right thing. It backfired, but that happens in life. But at least she was loyal. You ain't loyal to nobody but yourself. You're not loyal to black people. You play the game, but you're not loyal to us. And it's not about having different opinions or different ideology, different political views. Every chance you get, Stephen A., you disrespect black women. Every chance you get, but them racist ass white women, Megyn Kelly, they're your friend. You respect them. You don't have the same energy and the same tone. And then you made this shit about you. And then try to say we didn't do this. No, nigga. A lot of us is not in your feel of how you feel. A lot of us don't feel the way you feel. So I'm saying we. You're not nobody that we supposed to care about. As far as your opinion, why would we care about that shit? You are a disloyal person. You will sell anybody out for your bosses. You the one said, I woke up and I said, how can I make my bosses money so I can make some money? Who thinks like that? Listen, let me explain something to y'all, man. I don't give a fuck what occupation you in as a black person. If you wake up like that, there's something wrong with you. I don't wake up to see how I can make my bosses money. I get mad at niggas because we get infractions at work and shit, and that fucks up our bonus. I don't give a fuck that our boss don't get his bonus. I give a fuck about us making our shit. So we don't do infractions and we doing the right thing and we driving and all that shit, delivering, and we good at what we do. That shit matters to us because we get our bonus. I don't give a fuck about making my the motherfucker owner money. I don't give a fuck about that. I want us to get our bonuses. And then, yeah, after that, nigga, my bonus. But it's a we thing. I don't give a fuck about the boss. But that lets you know what his thought process is. So him sitting here getting out on Vice President Harris to talk about some we shit, nigga, it ain't no we, it's you. You feel offended. Don't say we. Who's this we shit? You only one taking this shit personal. So say you. Don't say we. Because I actually respect Vice President Harris for taking the stand she took. Of like, no, I wasn't with that shit. But I went with it because I was loyal to him. And I didn't want to fuck shit up. I get that. And she was loyal to him. But this shit is over. He can't gonna run no more. She can tell the truth. But that doesn't mean she doesn't care about him. But when the time came to her for being loyal, she was loyal to him. And they still cool to this day. Even though she made her book. See, that's the difference, Stephen A. You're goofy ass. You don't understand loyalty. Well, let's move on.
You didn't push the envelope beforehand. Black folks still supported you. Why you keep standing in our face talking about you told us so?
Black people. Vice President Harris was not talking about the black people that voted for her. She was not doing that. And that's that shit that I'm talking about. He's trying to push a narrative that she's talking about the black people that voted for her. She's not talking to us. Could she be talking about the black people that didn't vote for her? Yes. But Stephen A., why are you putting yourself, why are you trying to twist that shit of like she's talking to the black people that voted for her? She's not mad at us that voted for her, the black people that voted for her. She's talking about, if you want to say the black people that didn't vote for her, why are you so offended? You did not vote for her, you voted for her. Why are you taking offense to that? The problem is, and let me be very honest with y'all, Stephen A. can't sit in front of black people and say some of the shit that he says in public like that without being checked. Because we know what type of nigga he is. And he know what type of nigga he is. That's why he's mad. She can come and be amongst the black folks and say certain shit. He can't do that. I'm from Hollis, Queens. You remember he always say that. Nigga, okay, that's Queens. And I guarantee you, a lot of black people don't fuck with you in Queens. The fuck are you talking about, nigga? She the former vice president in America. She's worldwide known. You not. Fuck are you talking about we? Nigga, it's you. Because if we voted for her, why would I think she's talking about me? Because I voted for her. And nigga, when she say, oh, I told y'all so, I'm like, yeah, you was right. And that's why we voted for you. As somebody that's black that voted for her. Why would I take offense to that? She was right, and that's why I voted for her. Don't let this coon ass nigga confuse you, my black folks, or what he's trying to do. He's trying to spark division. He's cool with racist white people that spark division between our people. Nigga, we voted for her. So I'm not offended. You shouldn't be offended. You supported Vice President Harris, you voted for her, you campaigned, whatever it is. Do not listen to this nigga trying to divide us. I peep your game, nigga. I'm not offended what she said. Matter of fact, I'm like, yes, she was right. And that's why I voted for her. That's how y'all look at it. Not this bullshit that he's saying. But anyway, let's move on.
Beforehand, you didn't push the envelope beforehand. Black folks still supported you. Why you keep standing in our face talking about you told us so? Like somehow, some way we went against you and we didn't believe you and we didn't.
First of all, I don't know why. I'll say it again. You see what he doing? You notice he the only token black nigga coming out speaking this way. It might be a couple of few on the internet because they ignorant as shit. But if you understand what she's saying and not trying to be upset about some shit or get on this Stephen A. Smith drifting shit, she's not talking to us. She's not talking to the black people that voted for her. She's not talking about us. And like I said, he's trying to provoke division. We should be offended of what she just said because the people that voted for, the black people that voted for her, she's talking to us. No, she's not. No, she's not. And it's not an opinion. This is a fact. She's not talking to us. Why would she be talking to the people that voted for her? Why is that? That shit don't even make any sense. Listen, she could be talking about the black people that didn't vote for her. But she's damn sure are not talking about the black people that voted for her. But he's pushing a narrative. She's talking about us, the people that voted for her. What? Nigga, Stephen A., you are an informant, bro. You are a danger to our community. And this is the exact reason I say that. You look, I'm breaking this shit down for y'all. Do y'all understand what he's doing? If you voted for Vice President Harris, why you think what she said is she's talking to you? Why would you think that? And like I said, we get amongst our people, we can speak, nigga. We can talk. Why are we offended by that? He's the only motherfucker that's offended. And he voted for her. Why is he offended? Because he's cool with them racists. He's an informant. I keep telling y'all that. These house niggas are informants. They are here to divide our people. They are put in a position to come back and speak on our people to get us to be like, oh no, what this black brother or this black sister is saying, no, we can't do that. Look how she talking to us, disrespecting us like we wasn't behind her. What? Mind you, let me say this to Stephen A. You're assuming that, right? That's your opinion, nigga. But stop saying we. See, that's how I know you an informant. Because you should have just said you. Because you don't represent all black people. Just like I don't. But I'm telling the black folks that voted for her, this is what this nigga is doing. Why we are offended, why are we going to take offense of what she said? I told y'all so. Why is she telling us that? We voted for her. So why would we be offended? And like I told y'all, if you seen the clip, when she said it, everybody clapped. That was black in there. The only motherfucker that's offended is this Coon nigga. He did a whole show about this sister. Think about that. He's more offended of what she said. Gave Barack Obama grace in the past. Why? Because he's a male chauvinist. He's a sellout. He's a coon. It's what we say these type of niggas are. Nigga in the informant. He's anti-black. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? And if anybody, if you are black, and I mean this shit, if you are black and you didn't vote for Vice President Harris for whatever fucked up reason or whatever reason you didn't do it, then she's talking to you. But if you voted for her, she's not talking to you. Why would she be? Why would she want to just like start this division amongst our people or the people that voted for her? Why would she come at them? For what? The shit don't make sense. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, people, my bad. I was talking to my wife and shit. She went to go get baby Kenny some spring clothes. She would have went, but she don't feel well, so she here with me. But anyway, yeah. But let's move on, man. But let me, before we get back in there, do not allow sellout coons like this. Candace Owens did that shit. A lot of Brandon Tatum, a lot of them does that shit to divide us. Like, no, we not doing that shit. Do not allow them to do that. That's why I told you they are a danger to our community. They are a danger to our people. How the fuck you take that way that you take it? It's a reason that he taking it this way. Nobody's speaking about this shit but other than Stephen A. and right wingers. Think about it. Look through the internet. Nobody talking about this shit but him and right wingers. But anyway, let's move on.
Support you. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. In some cases, against our better judgment, we still supported you. I say all of that because I'm sick and tired of us walking around passive and absorbing and stomaching this stuff that is flat out untrue. Black
sales tax software support took
We're down
ages.
the commercial,
Now
man.
with Tax Cloud, I get real human support the same day every time.
Top 3 gym colognes. Versace Pour Homme, Lemon, Neroli, and Cedarwood. The kind
and stomaching this stuff that is flat out untrue. Black folks voted for Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Supported Kamala Harris. You didn't have to say you told us so. We knew, we still know.
Ask yourselves, why is he trying to make this what she's saying about black people? What? Because she was amongst black people and she said that? Mind you, this shit was nationwide, this funeral. The cameras was in there. So everybody was going to see this. Why is he just focusing on us? Like he's speaking for all of us, like she's coming at us because she was amongst black people, but it was white people, Republicans, mega people watching this shit. And the shit was going to go on the internet. It was going to go viral. So, and you think she didn't know that or whatever? You thinking that she was only talking to her voters. Just think about not even just black people, to the white people, the Latino people, all the other people, different races that voted for her. Why are you just focusing on us? Why are you trying to make this is about she just talking to black people? Why? Because it's a narrative that is pushing. It's a narrative from white supremacy. Because like I told y'all, he is friends with the racists. He is friends with MAGA. You don't trust a motherfucker that's friends with racists and try to pretend that they're not racist? Why would you trust a black person like that? Anyway, let's move on.
Supported you. You yourself had to admit that you didn't campaign accurately or the right way. You keep leaning on 107 days that you had. You keep leaning on the fact that you were at a disadvantage. You still had $1.5 billion.
Okay, she acknowledged it. Why are you mad at her though? It wasn't her fault. It wasn't her fault. Now, if you want to say, hey, you know what? She should have spoke up and went at Joe Biden. How would that have looked to the Democrat Party? The elites like that. How would that have looked to them? It's like she was going to betray the Democrat Party and betray Joe Biden. How would that have worked, Stephen A? She was in the catch-22. What the fuck are you talking about, nigga? And this is the reason I tell you he knows nothing about politics. Imagine if motherfucker, all of her people telling her she should have did this, she should have did that. First of all, in her less of a time that she ran a campaign, she did fucking excellent. She did excellent. Of course, there'd be some flaws there, but that's because of the less time she had. But for the time that she had, she did excellent. Why you don't focus on that? Why are you trying to turn the sister down when a lot of this shit that you're talking about is not her fault? Just like a black woman, come and save the rest of our stupid asses. That's what she tried to do. And they had no choice but to ride with her. I don't even blame Joe Biden. I blame the people that was around him. The motherfuckers at the Democrat donors, the leaders, all them motherfuckers. They ran with Joe to the wheel fell off that bitch, and then that wheel fell off, and then they say, oh, let's get the black woman to come try to save the day. You don't even look at it like that. Because you're anti-black and you anti-black women. That black woman tried to save the fucking country. And you don't give her props or credit for that. And you think because you voted for her, you got the right to criticize her. You don't, nigga. You don't. You don't. And then though on top of that, you know some black people was feeling a certain type of way because lies came out for years that said this woman was locking black people up on marijuana charges and giving them hard sentences or looking for the hard sentences. And what we came to find out, that shit ain't true. That shit lingered her for years. Right? What they didn't tell you was that she created programs to help young black men, black people, but mainly young black men that caught these type of charges, give them programs to reduce some shit and come home early. That's what she did. D.L. Hughley had to acknowledge that shit, that he was wrong. He ran with a fucked up narrative that was wrong. And she had to deal with, and the thing is, for our people, stop pretending that we don't feel a certain type of way when somehow black sisters or black men date white women. We don't feel a certain type of way about that. We do. We do. And that had a lot to do with it. And then the crazy part about it, some of the black motherfuckers that didn't vote for her, fuck with white people. Having sex with them, having relationships, married to them. The hypocrisy. So please, stop. This shit deeper than what Stephen A. Smith is trying to present. Some false narrative that everybody is upset at her because she said, I told y'all so. She told y'all so. And it ain't us. Because if we voted for her, why the fuck we taking offense to what she said? Because she's not talking about us. We voted for her. And then he said, oh, we were skeptical of voting for her from some of this shit. But a lot of this shit, what you're saying, or probably even what you think, Stephen A., you are misinformed about. And somehow black people were as well. So, nigga, I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, let's move on.
You still beat Trump on a debate stage when you went up against him. You yourself said that you had more voters come out to vote for the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States of America than anyone in history.
Facts.
Why do you keep saying you told us so?
Because she wasn't talking to the people that voted for her. You are assuming and taking it the way you're taking it because of the simple fact, just like Jamel Hill said, and Curry Chapman, and I keep bringing it up, you anti-black women. You got a problem with black women. And for some weird reason, you don't recognize that. And maybe because you're a sellout, and maybe because deep down in you being raised the way you've been raised. Maybe that's why, bro. Maybe it's stories about Stephen A. his dad, how Stephen A. dad treated his mom. Nigga, that have a linger on to how you think about women. I'm firsthand telling y'all that. Listen, I remember my dad beat my mom. I was there. So, nigga, that has an effect on you. I watched motherfuckers, a cousin of mine that took care of me, helped take care of me when I was young, protected me. When I was living in the streets, come from where we come from, took care of me, tried to make sure he gave me food, protected me physically. But come to find out, this nigga's a male chauvinist. This nigga beat women. So we've been raised and we've been taken care of about people that male figures that have been male chauvinists, and there's a part of them that's good, but they got this thing that they have, that they are male chauvinists and they're abusers. And I had to stop fucking with my cousin. These are real shit. Stephen A., stop pretending that this shit don't exist. I watch dudes beat women. And my ignorant ass at the time, because I was raised a certain type of way and seeing this type of shit, I didn't think nothing was wrong with it. Through my youth. But you get older, you understand, you educate yourself more, you get yourself more away from that shit, you come to find out that shit wasn't right. And you know what? The one thing that I will do and say, Stephen Smith, what you won't admit, I can admit that when that shit was happening, I feel guilty about that. That I didn't step up and say anything or fight back against that shit. See, that's the difference between me and you, nigga. You won't even acknowledge it. You remember when he got in an issue with one of the calls that was a woman? They talking about, Curry Chapman, I put more women on and all that other shit. But nigga, you still discriminate against them. I ain't saying you gotta kiss every woman's ass. But I'm saying, nigga, some of the shit that you're doing is so anti-women. Especially black women. Because we know that you went at Bill. It took you years to go after that woman. That woman called you out of your name more than anything, said you wasn't shit for years. But it didn't take long for Jamel Hill. They didn't disrespect you like that. They all said you was just anti-black. Or anti-black women. And they felt that way. They had conversations with you about it and you didn't care. And you kept doing what you was doing. But Michelle Beale did what she did. It took you years to go after this woman. Took you years. And then even in that same going after her, you still disrespected black women. You don't get it, bro. Stephen A., you don't get it. That's why some black people say, nigga, I'm more blacker than you. You ain't, we want to take away your black card. Because you don't get it. Listen, I got more respect for sisters that, and I don't agree with what they do in the strip clubs. I got more respect for sisters that sell their body in them strip clubs than I have respect for people like black women like Candace Owens that sell out people out. I would show them more respect than I would show respect to a sellout like Candace Owens. And see, the problem is, Stephen A. Smith, you don't really know our people. And you pretend you do. And I told y'all, just because a motherfucker come from where we come from, and they don't really know. Listen, I tell y'all all the time, people that come from our community and do this shit in the community, they only live in the community. They don't know how they're harming our people. They don't know no different perspective. They just know theirs. And they don't give a fuck about shit else. You think a porn star is going to sit here and be like, she's not going to defend what she does? Or him? They're going to defend that shit. Even though it's degrading. But that's what they know. So if you don't live outside of that, you don't understand what you did or what you was doing, that was wrong. It's like a drug dealer. You think you're going to go and tell it, you think a drug dealer going to tell you, yeah, I know I'm doing wrong, but they're going to say, but. I'll tell you any nigga, even myself, when I sold dope, anybody sold dope in that community, you harming your community, you harming your people. I don't give a fuck what your excuse is. I don't care. We hurting our people. But you know why I can say that? It's because of the fact I lived it. And not just lived it, I lived of not doing that shit. But a motherfucker that live that life, nigga, they don't think nothing wrong with that shit. They don't think shit wrong with what they're doing. Not nothing. Just like when I was out there. Nigga, I'm living, nigga. Trying to survive. Part of me knows some shit wrong, but at my core of what I was and who I am at that time, fuck about what you talking about. I wouldn't listen to a nigga like me. Because I'm in that life. But the most fugazi shit, I respect them niggas that just live their life. That's what they do. They don't know nothing outside of that. Stephen A. Smith knows better. That's what makes him dangerous. That's what makes him worse than a street nigga. Because they think that shit is survival. Because I lived it, so I know, right? Or causing harm, however it be. But that's what they know. That's what they live every day. Ain't no positive shit or they understand the other side. They don't give a fuck. That's their life. Stephen A. Smith is dangerous because he knows better. It's like me. I'm dangerous. Right? I'm dangerous. Well, I could be very dangerous to our people. If I just be like, yeah, all them niggas in the hood is trash. I know the other side. They trash. Turn on black people. Every chance I get, I'm dangerous to my people because I ignore that I lived their life and I know what they've been through. And I know why they think the way they do. Not, acting like it's okay with what they're doing, but it's a reason why. Doesn't excuse what they're doing, but I know why. So why would they give a fuck about what I'm saying? Right? Because they can't see or hear none of that shit. Or what I'm talking about now. I used to live it, but now I'm over here like, yo, bro, we can't be doing that to our people. Why you think they would care about that? But you know what's more dangerous? If a nigga like me say, fuck them niggas, they hopeless. Now, some of us, yeah, they hopeless. But I'm not going to turn my back on all my people that do wrong. And that's what Stephen A. Smith does. And mind you, on top of that, you can have friends or whatever that you grew up in a neighborhood, but if you ain't never did what they did, then how the fuck are you say what you say about shit that you was never involved in? You can live it. You almost like a white person say, I lived amongst black people and I seen what they did. I never did it though, but I see what they did. Man, we would look at them white folks like, man, get your goofy ass out of here. You can't talk about us good or bad. That's real talk. And that's who Stephen A. is. You can't not be a part of something like that as serious as what happens in our community to have an opinion if you never lived it. But even if you didn't live it, right? You didn't do the shit that we did, but you got a voice because you was there and you use it properly to try to help out people. I respect that more, but not a nigga like Stephen A. But anyway, let's move on.
Very annoying. It's not fair to us who supported you. It's not. And then we find out how candid and in your face and unapologetic you can be when it's time to sell your book, but not when you're running for the presidency. Come on now. We've been supporting you. We've been spewing your credentials. When they tried to minimize you, your intellect, your accomplishments, or anything in between, we jumped up and defended you. Why?
And we supposed to do that. That's what black unity is. And Stephen A., you keep forgetting that. That is what black unity is. We ain't got to agree with all Vice President Harris' policies or who she's married to and all that other shit. But you know what? She was better than a racist. I tell you that shit. Yeah, we did that. We excused some things. That's what we did. Of course we're supposed to. That's what black unity is. That's what every other race in this country does. You act like she committed a crime. We got a felon in office that you're not as mad at or a race that voted for him that has the numbers that voted for him more. But you mad at the sister. And then not even just mad at her, you're taking what she's saying and taking it personal, like she's talking to black people that voted for her, which ain't true. You're making that shit up to spark division amongst us. I peep your game, nigga. I'm not mad at her. The problem with our community is that we don't stick together. And the other part is, nigga, stop acting like these things don't exist amongst our people. A lot of black people got a problem with Vice President Harris having a white husband, adopting, well, damn near basically adopting 2 white kids that love her to death. Even the mother of those white kids love her. We had a problem with that. I mean, say all of us, but some of us had a problem with that shit. But we don't want to acknowledge that. That's why a lot of motherfuckers was saying shit that they was saying. That's why a lot of black people, some black people didn't vote for her or voted at all. But they couldn't vote for Trump. But they like, I can't vote for her either. I don't like that she married to a white man. That happened. It wasn't even about policies. You keep ignoring that. But this nigga continues to try to spark division amongst our people. Like she wasn't the best candidate. Yes, she was. Listen, I'll tell y'all this. I'm about my people first. Y'all know that. But I'm not discrediting people that have interracial relationships. Because as long as they keep it real with our people, I'm good. They ain't gonna always agree with everything about how I'm on my pro-black shit. I get that. Or even the pro-black motherfuckers, I don't agree with everything with them. That's what makes our race beautiful the way it is. The problem is we won't accept that as amongst our people. Everybody not going to think like we think. And then we get these Asians that come in, try to come amongst our people and turn us against each other. This is what Stephen A. Smith is doing is the playbook of what they was doing in the civil rights era. It's the same playbook. I need y'all to understand that. These are the same people. He has the same mentality of people that got Martin Luther King assassinated, that infiltrated the civil rights era, and Malcolm X and Nation of Islam. Same shit. So when people be like, "Oh, we don't agree with anything that Minister Farrakhan talking about," nigga, he been through that, and that's why he don't. Motherfuckers be like, "Oh, how he come off the white people and shit like that." They get upset about that. Or white people or in different races of people get upset about that. You can get upset at all you want. He has a reason. He's one of those. That movement of the Nation of Islam is that resistance of that shit, of that movement, wouldn't exist if it wasn't for y'all people in America. Like, just stop. Like, y'all don't listen. And the problem is they don't respect black people in this country. Black Americans, they don't. Not saying all the race, everybody in their whole race don't respect it, but come on, man. I don't have to agree with everything that Mr. Farrakhan is saying, but I damn sure agree with over damn near 60 to 70% of what he says. You goddamn right. And I ain't turning my back on Minister Farrakhan. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Unless Mr. Farrakhan just go on some real niggas talking about he went at the gay people. That's his religion. But I ain't never heard Minister Farrakhan say, "Oh, we need to kill all transgenders and gays." You ain't never heard him say that. But you heard that from the right wing. You heard Minister Farrakhan say that. But let's move on.
You telling us, I told you so. Like we did you wrong. We did not. What you gonna tell Jesse Jackson Jr.? He asked y'all not to engage in the politics, right? Y'all think I'm just saying that? Listen to Jesse Jackson Jr. speak after the former president, along with former President Joe Biden, along with former Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States, Kamala Harris. After they spoke, listen.
Now, mind you, you notice the shit, this 12 minutes of his rant that he went off, he never called out Joe Biden. He only went at the former black president, the former vice president, former black vice president. He didn't go, he's not going off on them. You notice he picked out people to do it. He should have been, hey! But he never went off on them. He never went off on them. But he chose our black people to go off on. But okay, let's listen to Jesse Jackson Jr.
To Jesse Jackson Jr. speak about them.
Yesterday, I listened for several hours of 3 United States presidents who do not know Jesse Jackson. He maintained a tense relationship with the political order, not because the presidents were white or black.
First of all, that's bullshit. And let me see, because I didn't want to go this route with Jesse Jackson Jr. and try to disrespect Jesse Jackson. God rest his soul. You're a fucking liar. You are a fucking liar. And let me put this with, and see, this is what, never mind. I'm gonna hold off onto it because I want him to finish. I'm gonna hold off onto it. And let me say this to his family and people that love Jesse Jackson. And I love him. I don't want to disrespect Jesse Jackson. He meant a lot to the black community. We didn't agree with everything that he did, but he started a movement. He did some things at the Martin Luther King and even with Martin Luther King. So I respect Jesse Jackson, right? But I don't have to agree with everything he did or what he tried to stand for and certain things. I don't have to do that. But that's one of our black leaders. And I respect him and I love him. And God rest his soul. But give me a second, people, because we going to go into this shit. All right, people, I'm back. Now, after I do this clip, I'm going to try to find why what Jesse Jackson Jr. is saying that, nigga, fuck what you talking about. Respectfully. Because, nigga, I don't think you get who your dad was. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Because, see, we gonna speak truth. We gonna speak truth. Listen, you even got trolls in the chat all of a sudden agreeing with Jesse Jackson Jr. Which I know that's just they trolling, but motherfuckers not being real. This is a black conversation. I don't give a fuck about you racists, but see how the racists acting like they like Jesse Jackson Jr. or they liking Jesse Jackson. You couldn't stand Jesse Jackson. You still don't. You hate him because he's black and he's a nigga and he comes from the civil rights era. But what I'm getting ready to do is speaking for us as a black folks. So what Jesse Jackson Jr. is getting ready to say, respectfully, I get it. You lost your dad. I get that. But nigga, stop trying to, don't do this. Don't do this. But anyway, and it's like even with Stephen A. Nigga, don't do this. But let's go back a little bit.
He maintained a tense relationship with the political order, not because the presidents were white or black, but the demands of our message, the demands of speaking for the least of these, those who were disinherited, the damned, the dispossessed, the disrespected, demanded not Democratic or Republican solutions, but demanded a consistent, prophetic voice that at no point in time ever sold us out as a people. And it speaks volumes about who the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
First of all, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Because like I said, hopefully I can find the clip. Hopefully I can find the clip. And if I can, I'm going to express it the way it needs to be expressed. That is not true. But anyway, let's move on.
Jackson was.
They don't want you to know about it.
Hey, did you know you might get a big cash payout?
My bad.
About who the Reverend Jesse Jackson was.
They could have easily leaned on that message from Jesse Jackson Jr. to make their points.
Let me stop that right there. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Give me 1 second, people. All right, I found one clip. And I want y'all to hear this of what Jesse Jackson, respectfully, God rest his soul, of what he did. So Jesse Jackson Jr., what he's saying is bullshit. But I'm more highly offended of this shit that y'all get ready to hear than what a Barack Obama or Vice President Harris said at the funeral because the family say they didn't want political shit to happen. Your fucking father is a political figure. He's going to go down in history as that. He is going down in history as that. So I don't understand what the fuck why don't make it political. Well, if it wasn't political, nigga, you shouldn't have tried to get the administration now, excuse me, to had him at the rotunda. If he ain't political, you didn't want political. Everything's fucking political. Even in somebody's death, it's political. So respectfully, Jesse Jackson Jr., get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. But let's listen to what your father did in a political time where he didn't have to do it, but he did it. You can call it envy or jealousy or whatever, but we know he did it. Let's listen to this.
Mike stirs up trouble for the Reverend Jesse Jackson, and publicly it seems Barack Obama isn't sweating it. The civil rights activist apologizes for what he calls hurtful remarks made about Barack Obama and tries again to explain himself.
It's ugly and unnecessary, and that's why I was really quick to apologize, because Barack and I are friends. I am a passionate supporter of his campaign, long-standing and currently, and will continue to be.
Jackson appeared on a Fox News program Sunday unaware his mic was on during a break. He had a few choice words for what he'd like to do to the presidential candidate. Jackson was speaking in particular about recent speeches Obama made in black churches about faith-based initiatives. Obama accepted Jackson's apology, but the jury's still out for the public. CLTV's Regina Walker was in Hyde Park, where residents expressed their opinions about Jackson's remarks and what they mean for the campaign.
Well, many Obama supporters here say they are glad that Jesse Jackson apologized for his crude comments, but they also say they're disappointed with the civil rights activist, and they hope going forward that he focuses on building a better relationship with the presidential candidate.
He thought it was off camera, but it's still bitterness in his heart toward this man.
In the city's Hyde Park neighborhood, the hot topic on the streets was, of course, Reverend Jesse Jackson and the negative remarks he made about their hometown hero, presidential hopeful Barack Obama.
I think it's wrong. It's wrong of him to say something like that. Very disappointing.
And inside the Beloit cafeteria, where Obama has eaten, they were serving up hot breakfast. But the talk about Jackson was also pretty hot.
This is Jesse. When he was running for president before, his mic was on and he talked about 90 times. So it's like, Jesse, dear, at your age, you should better double check. You shouldn't have said that. It's not true.
Many Obama backers are calling Jackson's comments destructive, divisive, and just sad. Even Jackson's son, the national co-chair of Barack Obama's presidential campaign, rejected the comments and called them ugly rhetoric. But voter David Ray says he thinks Jackson's comments were right on the mark.
I mean, Mr. Jackson is correct, even though he said they're that birthday. But it's enough of this media upon of black folks, particularly the black male, especially when you got 2 million of them in jail.
Supporters say Obama's in
That's bullshit. That's what that dude said about Barack Obama in the midst of this man making history, because he thought that nobody was listening. So he was turning down the faith of black churches, which wasn't true. Even his own son, the one that y'all hear that said, oh, we don't want politics now with his death. Your daddy wasn't this great Samaritan nigga like that. He did some fuck shit. He did fuck shit. He did more good than bad. I give him that. But don't act like your daddy was perfect. So listen, in the situation of you saying they shouldn't come bring their politics here, motherfucker, Barack Obama was getting ready to make history. Something that he couldn't do. Your daddy couldn't do at that time. And he paved the way for that. But he tried to turn down years later on Hot Mic, which he could have said to Barack, hey, Barack, because your son was a part of that campaign. So you could have said to your son, hey, tell Barack, hey, man, listen, that shit don't sound right. But you did it on a Hot Mic. You did it on a Hot Mic. And you tried, and listen, I ain't gonna say he tried. I think he didn't really think that he was gonna be on a Hot Mic. I get that. But he did do that. He apologized, I get that. We accept that. Love you. Appreciate it. God rest Jesse Jackson. But nigga, stop acting like your daddy was this great nigga like that. He fucked up. He almost fucked up Barack Obama campaign. And the shit that people said, even when Obama was getting inaugurated, this nigga was behind the scenes saying shit. Jealousy. Because he didn't accomplish it. That's why when old niggas, I don't have tolerance for old niggas that hate on young niggas. They doing something that you couldn't do. You paved the way, and to the young niggas, I have a problem with them. Nigga, respect your elders. That's my issue. That's the disconnect. You hated on that man. Your daddy hated on him. And he had no reason to do it. He got caught on Hot Mic. Nigga, that's on you. It didn't mind you just because he got caught on Hot Mic. That's how he genuinely feel. Your daddy wasn't all that great of a motherfucker. The nigga was hating on the first black president that could win. And then even after he won, he still was hating. So he apologized and still was behind the scenes, still disrespecting the first black president at his inauguration. Oh, I'm sorry, when he won. Not at inauguration, when he won. So to Jesse Jackson Jr., fuck you. Fuck you. Stephen A., fuck you. I don't give a fuck what he wanted. I don't give a fuck what Jesse Jackson Jr. wanted. Fuck you, nigga. Don't make it political. Everything's political. In these times, in all times, it's always political. In death, in life, anything. Stop living in this fantasy land where shit can't be this way. We don't have that decorum anymore. You know why? You know why, Jesse Jackson Jr.? Stephen A., you probably voted for Vice President Harris, but you didn't want to. You wanted to get another motherfucker to be that face of this corrupt Democrat Party, because it's corrupt at this point. So, nigga, miss me with that bullshit. And that's what Stephen A. talking about, the wishes of the fucking Jussie family, but they don't want political shit, but they've been political. Everything about Jesse Jackson is political. Even in his death, it's about being political. In his death, what universe are you niggas living in where shit ain't gonna be political? And you can't blame it on the left. Because right-wingers do this shit. Trump does it. People dying. And he talked bad about John McCain and his death. The fuck are you talking about? You got more of a problem with, because Jesse Jackson Jr. says we don't want political shit to be in this, but they wound up doing it. But you have no problem with Donald Trump disrespecting to death. Literally saying shit about John McCain. You so offended. Everything about Jesse Jackson's life was political. His whole life was based on political shit. So you said, well, don't bring no political shit here. Well, nigga, you know what? You shouldn't have invited, you should have just did I'm going to put it this way. What you should have did, nigga, Jesse Jackson Jr., what you should have did was just, matter of fact, didn't you want at the rotunda a political thing to recognize your dad? That's political, nigga. And it got turned down by the racist white people that you said everybody's welcome here. Don't bring none of your political. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. What the fuck are you talking about, nigga? And then same goes to Stephen A. What are you talking about? Everything's political. The Jackson family made it political themselves. And then now they got the right wing MAGA that said, oh no, we ain't celebrating him. But then Harriet Tubman, though, she wasn't no president. She didn't run for Congress. She didn't do none of that. But that happened. And they couldn't do that for Jesse Jackson. But you telling me, oh, this ain't political. Why you think they ain't do it? Because it was political. All right, cool. Stephen A. got a problem with the political shit. Okay, cool. Did you show up? Did your right-wing friends show up? Huh? Did Sean Hannity, any of them show up? No, they didn't. Political. And you know why they didn't show up? Because it was political. Everything's fucking political. So Jesse Jackson Jr., same shit. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Everything's political. Your dad was a political figure. The fuck are you talking about, nigga? Oh, goofy ass niggas sitting out here talking that bullshit. Don't bring the political things in. Everything's political. Your dad is celebrated from a lot of our black people because of political shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, you are political. His son is political. I can't stand these people. I can't stand these type of black folks. All of a sudden now they don't understand what's political and all this other goofy shit. Hold on. I think my wife called me. Give me a second, y'all. Told her she out buying my daughter some clothes. My bad, y'all. Give me 1 second. My bad, people. My damn wife calling me and shit, man. About this damn coat. But anyway, let's get back into the Stephen A. shit.
We easily leaned on that message from Jesse Jackson Jr. to make their points. Instead of getting political and resembling, at least to, in a non-profane way, similar to James Carville, who proudly suffers from Trump derangement syndrome, as he says he has it and he hopes to get even more infected by it. You just wonder why people
listen to what he's saying. Trump derangement syndrome. Why would you even say that as a black? Wow. God damn it, Stephen A. Man, you are going off the deep end. Anyway, let's move on, bro. This dude is unbelievable.
Ability to avoid doing that at Reverend Jesse Jackson's memorial service. I know it's hard. Times that we're living in. Being black. Seeing an administration that no matter what they do, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, seems to not be thinking about our community at all. Hell, I don't blame anybody. They came out and say that they remember our ancestors and the things that they had to endure. And they have this belief in their heart that based on what they're seeing and the soulless approach that this administration and so many people who cater to it, that there's this innate belief.
You see how calm he is? But when he talk about black people, when he talk about Trump administration, he's very calm. He has this calmness about him because he don't want to offend them racist people like that. And people like, well, he is speaking up. He's saying kind of what we saying. No, it's not the same passion. It's not the same passion, people. It's not the same passion. When he get to talking about black people, his passion goes up when he criticizing us. When we do some shit wrong that he think his passion goes up, his tone goes up. But when he talking about this administration on these racist white folks, his shit, his tone, his passion is very low and somber. Anyway, let's move on.
Is an aspiration to return to those times. I don't blame them feeling that way one bit. Find myself feeling that way too sometimes. Most times. But it doesn't mean that you ignore the wishes of a family mourning the loss of their father, their husband.
Let me say this though. You say they shouldn't have did what they did. You know when them U.S. troops came home, you know what's disrespectful that no other president ever have did what Trump did? He didn't take off his cap when he was saluting them soldiers going through. That is disrespectful. We know President Obama stood for and saluted for damn near 40 minutes to salute those soldiers that died, showed the utmost respect, but not Donald Trump. He ain't got no segment for damn near 40-something minutes of talking about that, how disrespectful that was. But he wanted talking about, oh, it's disrespectful to the family of Jesse Jackson. It was black people. And then the black people he didn't get out on Joe Biden. He brought their names up, but he didn't get out on them like he got on the black people. The Bill Clinton did the same shit. Like, he don't get out on them white folks like he get out on us. That is our issue with you, Stephen A. You are inconsistent. And I don't believe that you care about black people like you say you do. You are anti-black. And you anti-black women. You see how he's calm? Let's get through this, man.
Along with various other loved ones. Doesn't mean that you put your own individual agenda at the forefront, at the expense of a family's public wishes. An inability to do so certainly doesn't make you indecent or anything like that. What it does mean, however, is that your thought process is so warped at that particular moment in time that you just couldn't help yourself.
But you did a whole segment on the black people that did it. You brung up Joe Biden, but you didn't go out on Joe. You didn't go out on Bill Clinton. You took a whole segment, 16 minutes of going after, you went at Barack, but you still showed some type of respect there. But the black woman, you was very upset. If she does this shit one more time, I'm gonna go off on the black woman. But Bill Clinton has done it, the same shit. And then you took what she said of like, that's offensive to you. Look how he does our people. Look how he does it. Let's move on, man.
And if you just couldn't help yourself, maybe, just maybe, that's the reason he's back in the White House to begin with. Because you couldn't help yourself.
So we got to kiss the ring to racist people. We shouldn't talk about it. At certain platforms, we can't do it. But Trump does it everywhere he speaks. Every time these Republicans go, anywhere they go, they speak white supremacy. He has no problem with it. And if he does, he's somber about it. He doesn't have this type of energy. But when black people do some shit, he got all the energy in the world to disrespect us. Goddamn black folks. Do y'all understand what this nigga's doing? Even people still watching First Take. Watching them on ESPN. You should be counseling your subscribe to this shit, to that network to prove a point. Stephen A. Smith is a danger to the black community. I've been saying this shit for years. How much? I mean, what else he got to do? He got to say, oh, I'm MAGA? And that will be like, oh, no, we ain't going to fuck with it. No, he's doing it in a slick way. See, that Smith ain't that stupid. But he playing some of y'all. Oh, shit. I would say a lot of y'all. Why y'all still subscribe? Why y'all still supporting this sellout? And you notice, in his network, at ESPN, he doesn't do none of this. He waits till he come to his own network where the white people say, it's okay for you to do that. Go ahead and get at your people. And you niggas still subscribe to him. You still support him. I don't give a fuck if you famous or not. You niggas ain't no different than this nigga. You can't support no shit like this. Can't support it. And remember he said, oh, different pronouns, they were trying to counsel people. No, nigga, we trying to counsel you because you anti-black. Got nothing to do with gay people. And shout out to the gay community, but this ain't about the gay community. This is about black people. And nigga, you should be counseled because you anti-black. And they ain't trying to silence your speech because it's a part of the country and it's a part of mainstream media that will allow you to do that. But we don't have to support it. You think that Fox News got all these black voters or viewers? No, they don't. Ain't nothing but white people go over there and watch that bullshit. He can make money over there. But it's a smack in the face to black people that and some of you black folks, it's a smack in the face of our people that you still keep supporting this dude. Stephen A. Smith will be out of there. Give him that $100 million if them shows we don't view and we don't fuck with that shit and we protest that shit the way we supposed to, that his ass will be out of there. It's got nothing to do with the gay community or the transgender community, nigga. This got something to do with us. Let us not fuck with him. And if he do succeed on that channel, let them white folks let him succeed. Not us. It's a fact. Now, you notice he says, oh, the left be coming at him or coming at people, they're trying to get people fired because of pronouns. Imagine if black people, that is the culture, that is the country, nothing move without us, and we say, you know what, nigga, you know what, you can have them token niggas that'll go support you, but there ain't enough of them, and we not fucking with you no more. Imagine that. And anybody rock with you, we not fucking with you either. Think about Jamel Hill, what she said. Jamel Hill, we put all shit behind her YouTube channel, her podcast to be bigger. And we put that behind her. We ain't got to agree with everything, but we know that this nigga we can't fuck with. We watch her more than him. Take the black viewers away from ESPN and take the black viewers that watch First Take and see how he's not the same no more. He can't run around talk about he good like that. He like that, and, you know, I'm the best out here. Watch how that shit goes away. But that's what our people to do that to this nigga. White people, that's good white people, they might ride with us later, or races of people, but they can continue to act like it's okay. Besides, it was easy for Jimmy Kimmel to get back his show. You know why? Because it was black people behind him. Not white people. It was black folks. And one of the white people, they, you know, the good white folks, they going to do that anyway. It was the black community. It was like, we ain't got no problem with Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, nigga, we got Jimmy Kimmel. We with you. Oh, you know what? Oh, we ain't subscribing to nothing. We don't do it. We let that shit go. But you notice they only show white people unsubscribing. It wasn't the white people. It was the black unsubscribers. And that fucked everything up with Disney and ESPN. It fucked everything up. Because black people said, we was like, oh no, we ain't fucking with that shit. But imagine we do that. And I know it sometimes it's a catch-22 with y'all and y'all feel a certain way. We do it to a black person, but he doesn't care about black people. Stephen A. Smith doesn't care about us. He will throw us under the bus, disrespect us in front of white people every time. So let's disrespect him. Nigga, you ain't got our support. Listen, I know we like basketball. I know we like football. I get that. But this nigga can't have our support no more. Let's make them views go down. Let's get him out of there. Nigga, and listen, Stephen A. Smith, you talking about counseling? Nigga, I'm talking about counseling you. You ain't shit, bro. You disrespect our people. I'm okay with counseling you. I don't want no apology. I don't want none of that from Stephen A. Nigga, you proved to us that you will sell us out for a bag. Because this is about money with you. So let's hurt his pockets. Yeah, they fire him. Okay, cool. He so can get his little $100 million. It's okay, but we ain't got to watch him disrespecting us too. And after that, even after that, he loses his job. He got his little YouTube shit. Let them white folks support that. Not us. The shit is about morals, people. I keep telling y'all. We are disrespected because we keep allowing certain black people that sell us out that this shit is okay. It's not. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back. No, I want y'all to. This is what Stephen A. Smith should have been talking about, and I should have been talking about, but I'm going to do it now. What he doesn't do, what he doesn't talk about, real life. He's mad at a funeral where people didn't respect Jesse Jackson Jr. talking about political shit, but at the same time, anyway, because I don't want to be disrespectful, but it is what it is. Now, this is what Stephen A. Smith should have been talking about, but he doesn't do that on his show. It's about clickbaiting. But this is what he should have been talking about. But anyway, listen to what Trump is trying to do to our future elections. And this shit harms black people more than what the fuck Stephen A. Smith was talking about of somehow they was disrespecting the wishes of the Jackson family are talking about politics. This is what he should have been talking about, but he's not going to talk about because he's incompetent. He doesn't know anything about politics. He can't have a conversation because anytime he have a real conversation about politics, his shit falls flat. But anyway, let's listen to this.
This is Democracy Watch. Mark, Donald Trump just made an announcement today. I'm going to put that clip right here on the screen.
If you get this, your midterms, and they know it. For two reasons. Number one, they won't be able to cheat. And number two, the people are demanding it. Every time I go out, Save America, sir, Save America Act. We want the Save America Act, sir. That's all they talk about. They don't talk about housing. They don't talk about anything. That's what they talk about.
So he's trying to... You're not listening to people outside of the people that you listen to, Donald Trump. They ain't talking about how people losing their houses. The farmers ain't talking about how they losing their farms because of your terrorists. They just they saying to you, save the American Act policy that you want to discriminate against voters so people like you can keep winning. That's what they talking about. But mind you, Stephen A. Smith ain't even talking about this, though. That shit that Donald Trump just said doesn't make any goddamn sense. So nobody cares about their life or their house that they're losing or their farms or gas going up. Nobody's talking about none of that shit to him. Okay, let's go back a little bit.
Save America, sir, Save America Act. We want the Save America Act, sir. That's all they talk about. They don't talk about housing. They don't talk about anything. That's what they talk about. And if you send it up there, you're going to win the midterms at levels that you can't even believe. And you're going to win every election for a long time until somebody really screws things up, and hopefully that won't happen.
So he's talking...
First of all, you already screwing it up. Trump invested. Mind you, remember Trump said he's trying to get the corrupt people out of government. The whole time in his inauguration, he had nothing but billionaires. He didn't have working class people behind him. He had all the billionaires, all the motherfuckers that he said that was corrupt was behind him at his inauguration. Trump supporters, y'all don't see. Not mine. Not mine. Like I said, it's like Vice President Harris. Stephen A. Smith talking that bullshit he talked about. Vice President Harris said it. Ain't like she said, ain't like I told you so. But hey, I ain't her. I'm telling you so. He went from getting all the corrupt people out of there to now the corrupt people is at his inauguration behind him, cheering him on and cowering to him. But y'all ain't no problem with that, Trump supporters. Okay, that's cool. Let's move on. Let's listen to more.
And if you send it up there, you're going to win the midterms at levels that you can't even believe. And you're going to win every election for a long time until somebody really screws things up, and hopefully that won't happen.
So he's talking about the SAVE Act here, and it's clearly important enough to him that he's introducing this idea that nothing else should pass if the SAVE Act doesn't pass, that no other legislation should go through, that his sole priority is going to be the SAVE Act. And so clearly he has a vested interest in making sure that this thing goes forward. And so the big question here is why? Why is the SAVE Act so important to him that he's willing to sacrifice every other legislative...
Listen, and I'm going to let them tell y'all why he's want that. But my thing is to anybody that voted for Trump, he doesn't give a fuck about your vote. He's trying to rig the election. Just like he did. Listen, how you trust a dude that helped try to take over the whole January 6th shit? How you just let that go? Where these motherfuckers harm police, federal agents, Capitol Police. That's what they did. And Trump was behind it. You ain't never seen any other president. You can say, oh, well, Hillary Clinton said, oh, blah, blah, whatever. But she never she acknowledged that he won. She never used, or any president ever used the military or allow people to run amok. I put it that way, to try to discourage the elections if they didn't agree with it. Violence happened. And to Trump supporters, what the hell is wrong with y'all? We accepted every level of, in my lifetime, accepted every presidential election. I didn't think George Bush should have got elected again, but he did. I didn't think Trump deserved to be elected, but he did, and I respected it. I had my doubts and whatever, but I wasn't trying to spark people to go out and commit a riot the way he did. Anyway, let's move on.
Every other legislative opportunity he has in deference to this one single piece of legislation.
Yeah, look, you and I talked about this before.
Hold on. Let me say this to the stupid people, super troll in chat. Change my battery. Change the battery in your back of racism that you have and the hate that you have for others. My battery can get changed, right? If you think that, which isn't true, but just go off your dumb narrative. Change your fucking battery in your back of your racism before you come in my channel and get in my chat and talk to me. How about you do that, stupid motherfucker? Stop being a puppet to racism. And like I said, you're a racist yourself, so you can't get out of it. But don't come here and tell me change nothing. You can't change nothing about me and get me to do nothing. You're dumbass. You're stupid. But anyway, let's move on. Go back a little bit.
Every other legislative opportunity he has in deference to this one single piece of legislation.
Yeah, look, you and I talked about this before. Donald Trump doesn't care about anything other than power. Like, people who think Donald Trump cares about immigration or cares about tariffs or cares about, the Middle East. No, what he cares about is power. And he's used those issues, demagoguing on immigration, starting wars in the Middle East, setting tariffs. Like, he'd use all of these as exercises of power. Like, when he was setting the tariffs, remember how he loved the idea of raising them and lowering them to make him seem powerful.
Yeah.
Well, for him, the ultimate threat to that power are free and fair elections. That's why he was against them in 2020. It's the reason why he was against them, frankly, in 2024 and in 2016.
And then mind you, let's stop right there. And that's why Trump, like Putin and dictators, because they don't give a fuck about elections. They will switch some shit to stay in power. That's why Putin's still in power. Putin is a dictator. People trying to forget that, or ignore that. No, Putin is a dictator, bro. He don't give a fuck about Russian people. He changed the policies and the laws of that shit. Netanyahu, supposed to be out of fucking office. He got voted out of office. And they keep talking about Netanyahu regime and shit. They are our allies. They are not our allies. They don't believe in democracy. Because if that was the case, Netanyahu will be gone. Why is he not gone? Why is that? You stupid ass, some of you stupid ass Americans, y'all dumb as shit. You stupid. And if you like democracy, like I said, go to some of them dictator countries and tell me how that shit feel. Don't bring that shit here. Well, I'm American. No, nigga, that's not American. Anybody that's okay with what Trump is doing that's not American, take your ass over there to Russia. Don't get mad at the rest of us. Listen, when Trump won, he won. I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, he won a fair election in 2024. The fuck am I mad at? Other than you stupid motherfuckers that voted for him. That's it. But I ain't second guessing the election. And now he's trying to rig shit. He's literally trying to rig it. The election's coming up in the midterms. He's literally trying to do it. You have no problem with that. Anyway, let's move on.
When it didn't matter to the outcome, he still attacked the elections. You know, this is not a surprise to me that he is elevating the SAVE Act above everything else in his administration, above everything else that Republicans in Congress cares about, because he doesn't care about them. He just cares about holding power, and he understands that left to their own devices, Mike Johnson is not going to be able to drag 218 Republicans across the finish line. And it may be that John Thune can't even drag 51 Republicans across the finish line. So Donald Trump is prioritizing voter suppression and election subversion and ballot seizures above everything else.
So talk to me about what the SAVE Act is, because the way that Trump frames it is this is just voter ID, which is an issue that Republicans actually enjoy a majority of support on. But
Listen,
is that...
Like I said, they're going to break this shit down. Voter suppression comes with every country. Every state. That where if you put what Trump want to do in every country, in every state, listen, everybody can't vote, bro. Even you white women, even married women, you can't vote. You can't vote. And you got to go to the extreme to show that you can vote. But anyway, let's move on.
What the SAVE Act is.
You might be wondering how I got here. All I needed was paper towels.
Actually enjoy a majority of support on, but is that what the SAVE Act is?
Yeah, so the SAVE Act is kind of a moving target. So the original SAVE Act was a bill dropped by the House of Representatives, Republicans, in 2024, in the final year of the Biden administration. And that version of the SAVE Act, which was true in 2024 and 2025, really focused on voter registration. What it did is it imposed a proof of citizenship requirement that would disenfranchise tens of millions.
Just think about it. Especially in the South. I understand the South always been an enemy of democracy. I just want motherfuckers to say, I ain't saying everybody, but the South has always been against democracy, right? Just the core of people, right? Or the policies, just off of the, it's nothing in the South, right? That is democracy. The South is a part of skirting rights and shit like that. They always been about that. That's why the South is treated the way they treat it. And people in the South that's black or whatever, they can be. No, it is. Look at Mississippi. Mississippi is more black people there than any other state. Why they're not represented by a black governor? Why is that? These are facts. Why are they not represented by a black person, regardless if they're Republican or not? Why is that? because it's voter suppression in Mississippi. And there's more black people there than any other state. Any other state. It's a facts. But anyway, let's move on.
And that version of the SAVE Act, which was true in 2024 and 2025, really focused on voter registration. What it did is it imposed a proof of citizenship requirement that would disenfranchise tens of millions of Americans, including a large number, a very large number, a disproportionate number of married women who changed their last name. That's the reason why we all first heard about the SAVE Act last spring, because all of a sudden the Republicans were behind this.
So listen, to all the married women, regardless if you're black or white, whatever race you are, they're trying to erase that. That's the shit that he was trying to pass. The Republicans wanted to pass. And remember, the right wing always said, hey, you know what? A woman that's married to me, these right wing nut jobs say, oh, no, they got to vote the way I want them to vote. Their vote should not count. They didn't want, if they married to a woman, that their vote count. You got to vote the way I do. Mind you, this is some back in civil rights era shit. Before civil rights. I'm just trying to tell y'all that. But they didn't respect women vote. If you married, that's what they're trying to do. Do you understand the racism and the bigotry? Like, God damn it, God. White women, do y'all understand what they're trying to do to y'all? Like, you're not getting it. And if you okay with it, then fine. And that's why a lot of y'all voted the way y'all voted. But I'm telling you something. Women are not putting up with that bullshit. That's why that shit won't pass. Talking about if they don't have the same last name. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? They even saying, hey, you know what? If you have the same last name, you got married with your husband, you got to vote that way. That's in the policy that they're trying to pass. Just because you married to a motherfucker, you got to vote the same way that your husband vote. They're trying to make it a law. If your husband vote Republican, that means that you got to vote that way. Or Democrat. If your husband vote Democrat to a Republican woman, you got to vote the way that your husband vote. It's all one vote. But if the man says we voting Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter what the woman, what her feelings is. Regardless of what race she is, but just her being a woman, you got to vote the way that your husband vote. Because you married to him. And they're trying to make it hard, saying, oh, no, just because that woman last name is the same as that woman, as that man, I'm sorry. Oh, nigga, you can't vote. They don't want to count your vote. They don't want to count it. Any woman, they don't want to count it because you murdered somebody. And before you was married to them, yeah, you took their last name, and they making it difficult where it's somehow, some way, you gotta prove that even though you murdered that person, you gotta prove that like that's who you are. Think about that shit. That's voter suppression, bro. Remember all the women that kept talking about, oh, Trump is about families, about all that shit, religion. He's trying to even take away the religion or the marriage of a woman marrying a man and getting her last name. That's what he's doing. Like, what the fuck is going on with y'all? white women. This is on y'all. This ain't on black people or black women. No, this on y'all. Motherfuckers keep talking about they want a family, but they want them white women to submit. That's all they want. They don't want them white women have no opinion. You're supposed to vote the way I say vote, or that white man vote. That's how you vote. And it chooses us one. They want to disregard that you vote different than your husband. But you have no say because of your last name because you married to that motherfucker. That's what they're saying. But anyway, let's move on.
This big voter suppression bill, and it was so targeted at married women changing their last names that it kind of became DOA. But it didn't involve photo ID. It had no ID requirements at all in it. Then what happened is in January of this year, a new version of it got launched, the Save America Act, that added a few things. Number one, it added a photo ID requirement, but it kept the proof of citizenship laws. So it still had all those bad provisions, but it added a vote.
Listen, I'll say this to Republican voters and Trump supporters. Why are you trying to disfranchise people? But they trying to get rid of the way you can vote. They trying to make it hard. Like, no, you can't vote here. You gotta vote all the way over here. Why do you think they're doing that? This is voter suppression for your ass. Like, why would you try to make it harder for me? I gotta go all the way over. I could vote here, right? That's close to me. But no, they want to make it over here because they think the shit is fraud and all that other shit. Why is that? And then they fearmonger and say, well, you know, in them Democrat districts, they hate Republicans. Even if they did, let's go off that narrative. Even if they did, they voted the right way. It wasn't like they voted illegally. They just don't like, the Republicans don't like that in this district, they don't fuck with Republicans. They can't win in a Democrat district. But who fault is that? So now you say, oh, I'm making it hard for Democrats to vote. Like, come on, bro. But anyway, let's move on.
Voter ID provision, as well as several other provisions like making election officials potentially criminally liable for mistakes they might make, right? So it turned this bill into something much more dangerous. And then most recently, starting with the State of the Union, Donald Trump has further evolved it and insisting now that there is a weak version of the Save America Act, which is what I just described, and presumably a strong version, the one that he advocates, which would, among other things, ban all mail-in voting, except for people who are overseas or in the military or sick, and most recently would target the trans community.
And think about this shit. We went in that shit, what he just said. Think about it. People. Let's see where the country is. Don't do no voter suppression from either side. I don't want that. Let's see where people vote at, how they feel. I'm okay. If motherfuckers vote for Trump in this country, I'm good with that. A racist, I'm good with it. Because at least I know what the country stands for. But this whole notion that you trying to do voter suppression because you know that you don't fuck shit and a lot of people got a problem with you and they're not going to vote for you again. Now you want to do voter suppression. You trying to make it hard for people to vote. Tell me how that's fair. I keep asking Trump supporters that. How's that fair? If your candidate win, they win. I get it. But don't try to make it hard for people to vote. And like I said, I keep telling y'all, it's not a high percentage of people that vote that somehow, some way, that they're voting like it's voter fraud shit. It's not that. It's 0.1. Nobody listen. If you vote in any state, they're gonna catch the voter fraud. Nobody is getting away with voter fraud like that. Nobody. They might not catch it right then and there, but at the while they will catch it, and that motherfucker is disqualified. It don't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. But it's not a lot of people committing voter fraud. It's just not. It's not even 1% of that shit. And some of y'all don't get it. But anyway, let's move on. Shout out to my brother talking in the building. What up, Tuck?
Well, a strong version, the one that he advocates, which would, among other things, ban all mail-in voting, except for people who are overseas or in the military or sick, and most recently would target the trans community. Now, targeting the trans community, not related to voting, by the way, just like literally just targeting the trans community. So he is trying to
basically just like a culture war issue to throw to his base so that they'll glom onto this even harder.
That's right. And so he is targeting this towards his base. But here's the problem, Brian. He can't get this passed in Congress. I mean, the Republican in the House, Republicans in the House barely passed what he refers to as the watered-down version. But John Thune said as recently as today, he said again that there are not the votes for any of these versions in the U.S. Senate given the filibuster, and there is not support among Republicans in the Senate to do away with or bend the filibuster. So as a result, it is not going to pass, but what Donald Trump is doing is he is setting this up, this I will not sign any other legislation.
Well, listen, and let's leave it there. The shit is not going to get passed in Congress. It's not. But he will, and I want to go deep into that, but I'm not. Now I'm going to speed it up a little bit. The problem is with that is that, nigga, ain't nothing Trump can do other than just keep trying to rig shit. See in Texas is what they're doing. What's the new that beat Jasmine Crockett? He beat her, but he has no chance of winning because in that state they are doing voter suppression. And let me say to this white dude that beat Jasmine Crockett, nigga, you better have Jasmine Crockett on your motherfucking team of riding with you, because if you don't reach out to black people, you are done. You are done. All them Latinos talking about, we didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett. We voted for Taligo or whatever. And a lot of them, they didn't even vote for him. They voted for Trump, and they got mad at her and disrespect her. But listen, all you Latinos, you are in trouble. You are done. If a Republican win that seat because you helped it win it, you are done. You let Republicans get in power because they don't know how to govern, but at the same time, you think that, or what you saying? Listen, you are done. You are getting killed. Not by the Democrats. You hate the Democrats, but the Republicans are going to make sure your people and you die and get deported. So I don't know why y'all sitting there acting like y'all doing something good. That's fine. And like I said, I ain't got no problem with it. It's okay. It's okay. It's cool. I'm okay with it. You motherfuckers ain't my family. You know what I mean? I don't got to support you at all. You like white supremacy? Well, okay. Well, cool. But don't ever sit out here and say it's a black person's fault. It's not our fault that what's going to happen to y'all. You keep getting mad. Oh, the extreme left and all that other shit. Get the fuck out of here. And the extreme left did not want this to happen to y'all. We didn't vote for it. We didn't do none of that shit. And I'm not extreme black, but I'm just saying, anybody they keep talking about that don't disagree with them is extreme. So listen, you motherfuckers gonna die because of y'all. Your people won't get harmed because of y'all. You voting for it. So it's on y'all. All right, people, I'm out, man. Leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boys, your boy Mr. Obi. Peace and love to the world.